What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning into this video today. I'm going to give you a short Christmas message. Have a little bit of a cold, chest cold right now. Could be COVID. I don't know. I didn't get tested, but yeah. So I just thought of this idea about Christmas that is really something that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I didn't plan this message or anything, but I think it's important for me especially. So let me first start out by saying that Christmas is it's always been a very important part of my life. From when I was a little kid, my parents just loved Christmas. They loved. I was an only child, and they loved seeing me receive the gifts that they gave me, and just seeing me like so joyful, playing with my toys, and everything. So, Christmas is always really special, and so to me, like the lights and the tree and like the gifts is all like a good thing. I really enjoy those things. Um, Recently, both of my parents have passed away, and so I Christmas is a lot harder. Like the holidays, that part of family and being together, and that part's just harder for me around the holidays because I remember my family, and so that's something about Christmas for me that's like, it's a special time of year, like because it's winter, like so you're cozy, you're warm, you're by the fire. There's like a part of Christmas though that I hate, and it's like this is hard to explain, but like a lot of the Christmas songs, I just hate. Like I almost wanted to say my soul hates them. Like chestnuts open like warming on an excuse me. I post all my videos no matter how much I mess up because I think that they have important things. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I I hate that song. Like I hate the way that it's sung. Um, Santa Baby. Just these songs, they sound, to me, they just sound so sleazy. So like some of them are pretty old, like probably the 1940s, but they just sound so sleazy and gross. And it's like it just Christmas to people is like a guy and his girlfriend like cozying up by a fire with a glass of wine and like drinking, and to some people it's about partying, and that just that's just a part of Christmas that I hate. And like so sometimes when I see all the Christmas lights and see decorations and stuff, I don't think they're bad, but it's like why are you even celebrating Christmas? Well, because it's this time, like it's become something new. It's become a new time for people to like celebrate themselves, basically, like just to do more of whatever they want. Um, so honestly, like just being as real as I can be, Christmas like doesn't really have that much significance to me, and I'm a born again Christian. Like I really don't like I don't care about the holidays that much or about Christmas that much. I care about it less than other people who don't know Christ care about it. Um, and that's not because I don't want to celebrate Jesus' birth. Like I do want to celebrate that. But it's because to me Jesus isn't a baby in a manger. He's not uh he's not what he is in the Christmas story. To me, he's like the righteous king who's alive, who's risen from the dead, who's reigning and ruling. He's God. But to America and to the world that celebrates Christmas, it's all about this cute story about a baby in a manger and like angels and shepherds and this nativity story. And that's something that really bothers me as well. And And so that's why I was going to say this is the worst Christmas message you'll ever hear, the least inspiring. But I think it's true because there's a problem if you're not like if you're not thinking about Jesus until Christmas, or if like Christmas all of a sudden like you have more like Jesus has more significance in your life because it's Christmas. I think that signifies a problem. Like for me, honestly, every day I I acknowledge that Jesus came into the world. Like it's just something that I know. It's like it's my life. He's my life. Like everything in my life is about him, which the world would think is weird, right? But I acknowledge that he came into the world, and yes, to come into the world, he had to be born and was a baby. You know, he had to go through the stages of human development like we all do. He was born and lived a perfect life, died and rose from the dead. And so like every day those things are in my mind. So like when Easter comes around, like I celebrate the resurrection, I do, but like I try to like think about the resurrection all the time because the resurrection is going to be, well, it is the foremost reality of everything. Like everything's going to be made new. It said in Isaiah that promise is made that God's going to make a new heaven and a new earth, and everything. There's going to be a new Jerusalem, and Christ is the first fruits of the new creation. Like he is the one, the firstborn of the dead, and like to me, Christmas also shows like this intense moment of spiritual warfare, which I think is something cool about Christmas. It's so spiritual that when Jesus was born, he was already being hunted. I talked about this in an Instagram video one time that I don't think people liked at all because it flipped like this Christmas cute cuddly like Jesus, Santa Claus, presents, Christmas tree, lights, America, Christmas story on its head, right? That like in Revelation it says that when the woman gave birth to the son, he was already being hunted by the dragon. Like the dragon was waiting to devour him, and you see that when Jesus was born, he was already being hunted by Herod. Herod was trying to kill him, and there was just um, all sorts of like evil that was going on around him, and for the devil basically to stop God's plan, his redemptive plan. But like that God was guiding things through that. Like God was guiding the wise men to worship Jesus, and God was guiding like the star in the east, and he was guiding Mary and Joseph to like the place where Jesus would be protected, to Bethlehem, like so that the prophecy would be fulfilled, that Jesus would come from Bethlehem, and that would confuse a lot of Pharisees later on. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but the Christmas, like, this is something more personal about Christmas that really bothers me. I sound like Scrooge right now, but like it's funny because like I know Jesus, who like Christmas is all about. Like and people would be like, why are you like so like being so down on Christmas? I'm not. Like I really do love Christmas. But there's things about Christmas that I hate, and it's not just the materialism. There's more, like I think that there's like a very anti-Christ thing that's about Christmas, especially the way we celebrate it here in America. And a lot of people, like Christmas is a hard time for me, and I'm not just doing this video because of that. It's hard because I've lost so much in my personal life. And I live like a pretty, like, I live kind of alone. Like I don't have a wife and children, yet. Like hopefully someday I will have them. But, it's so like Christmas like is kind of lonely, you know. I'm not uh I live in the mountains, and so like in the winter it's hard for me to get around. So right now there's a blizzard outside and I can't go anywhere. So like I'm not with people this Christmas. And uh and that people kind of like judge you for that. They're like, "What are you doing for Christmas? Like where are you going? Who are you spending Christmas with?" I think that's important, but you shouldn't judge people because they're not doing anything. Like if a Christian doesn't observe Christmas, I really think that's fine. Like they're living like a Christian is their life is dedicated to Jesus. Jesus, his birth, his life, his death, his resurrection. Those are all a part of him every day. Like it's a constant reality for us. And then like the world just thinks about Jesus a little bit on Christmas once a year, right? And so it almost makes sense that we don't observe the day as much. And that's kind of just some thoughts about like why Christmas for me is really like another day. Um, like I enjoy Christmas. I love Christmas, but it's just another day, and it's not what it used to signify to me. I used to like get so excited on Christmas. Like I wake up and I would get these gifts and I'd get all these presents uh, and I'd be able to give presents and I would get so excited about it. And I still set up a Christmas tree, set up like lights and decorations and stuff. But it's weird that like when I was born again, like Christmas kind of changed for me. It really did. So maybe that made sense to you. Maybe not. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things we could talk about with Christmas, but um, I just kind of thought of something like, what if the church uses Christmas as like a marketing platform for itself? That would be scary. Like if the church is like, well, now it's the holidays, so now we can really ramp up like our message and like hopefully get more tithes and stuff. Like that would disturb me. Um, I like wonder what God thinks about Christmas. You know, like what does he think? Is he like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas, yes, or is it like another day for him? Like my birthday, I celebrate my birthday and it's exciting. Like, yay, it's my birthday. I'm another year older. I don't even know if Jesus' birthday was on the 25th of December, anyways. Uh, and then there's all that stuff about like Christmas being pagan. Um, so yeah, this is not to like tell anybody who really loves Christmas like an extreme amount that they shouldn't love it. I do think it's weird that like people love Christmas so much when they're really not like on fire for Jesus. And people who are really on fire for Jesus, it's just kind of like another day for them. Um, anyways, Merry Christmas.